Bloodsuckers, demons, my music, grim reapers don't matter, cause all of them do for a whipping. This isn't what I envisioned when my mama told me that I need to get some religion. Shit's getting wicked, alright, I'll admit it. I like the attention, but fuck it, I'm different. I'm cooking up something that's so finger licking. That shit got him sicker than eating flow chicken. Nowhere near finished, we still in my origin. Smashing a pumpkin, no Billy Corgan. Stretching it out like a fucking accordion. Dyed her head green, now she looking like Morgan. Dyed her head green, now she looking like Shmoney. I put Waldo Jr. inside of her tummy. Ate a few gummies, now everything funny. I'm dummy, her dummy, her dummy, her dummy, her. Red, blue, green jewels, kaleidoscope in my view. First time seeing these kind of hues passing me like pew, pew, pew. Narwhal looking motherfuckers trying to take shots. Do, little do. Pop back where the fly got like boom, 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 boom. So many weirdos around me, I must start carrying garlic or something.
We know that we're back, blasting the Waldo springtime for that gigantic W for the Mariners today. A 9-1 victory over the Washington Nationals, chat. Over the Washington Nationals. What a way for this homestand to start for your Seattle Mariners. Coming home after a pretty long road trip, one that obviously didn't end the way that you wanted it to. You still went 6-4 on this road trip, but nonetheless, in this game, Logan Evans goes 8 strong innings. We'll talk about here in just a minute if he should have been out there for the 9th. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Obviously, Cal Raleigh went nuclear in this game. I truly thought that he was going to hit a third one. He just had that kind of swing tonight. Unfortunately, it didn't come through, but nonetheless, I did think that Cal, I mean, what more can you say? He's the best catcher in all of baseball. He has the second most home runs in all of baseball behind just Shohei frickin' Ohtani, and he's catching every single day. What more can you say about Cal Raleigh? Tarek Skubal, who? Agreed, man. Agreed. Who? Obviously, just one mistake from Logan Evans today. That was the home run given up to James Wood. He has been crushing the ball all year long and was able to crush that one out to center field. I mean, good hitting. Just good hitting from him. I think that what we saw in today's game was one of the more complete wins all year for this baseball team. The offense looked decent. Obviously, Julio with the home run, Cal with the home run, and they just kind of kept tacking on after that, and not necessarily in conventional ways. Not necessarily just from home runs. However, I think that when you are trying to set a tone for a homestand where, I mean, you do have to play the Twins during this homestand. Like, the Twins have been a very, very good baseball team recently. You need to be prepared. With the Twins coming to town, you obviously have, I believe it's George tomorrow. George will be going tomorrow, so it's good the bullpen got some rest just to see what we're going to get out of George tomorrow, to see if we're going to need some bullpen guys. Logan was crazy. Julio's getting hot, I think. Kevin, I agree. Julio's been great. His Woodford. I think so, yeah. Boat race from start to finish. We out here. So let's talk, chat, because everybody is, was it? Shout out to him, man. So happy for him. What was his interview? Was it wholesome? I mean, from what the Marine Layer guys have said about Logan Evans, he's truly one of the nicest guys in the world. And so, I mean, I'm super excited for him to just get the opportunity. But let's talk about if Logan Evans should have been out there. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We have the power to do this, chat. We can just create a poll, start a poll. Should Evans have came out for the 9th? All right, chat. Vote in the poll. I'm gonna while you guys are voting, I'm going to give my 2 cents. I think that when you have an 8-run lead, and the Seattle Mariners bullpen has a chance to have 2 days off, right? Now, obviously, you just had to go to Bizardo. It's not a huge deal. But you have an 8-run lead with Logan Evans at 88 pitches. Now, mind you, Aaron Goldsmith did say the most that he's thrown in his professional career in one game was 88 pitches. Or, I'm sorry, 92 pitches. He was at 88. 4 pitches away from that. But at what point do you kind of take the training wheels off and let him see what he's got? Give him until 100, see where he's at 100 pitches. if he's struggling, if he's not, if he has guys on, pull him out. You know what I mean? Pull him out. Sure. Whatever. Who cares, right? Who cares? If you have to pull him out after that, it's still a fantastic start. However, I do also see the realm of possibility where you're looking at it and you're like, he just had the best start of his career. He just had the best start of his career. If you set him out there in the ninth and he, for lack of a better term, shits the bed in the ninth inning, right? And he gets hit around, does he no longer think that was a good start? Like, is that start marred by that ninth inning? Like, I think if he gives up a runner, or maybe if he gives up 2 runners in that ninth inning, and he's even below 100 pitches, you pull him and then you go to the bullpen. Not because I'm worried that he wouldn't be able to get the job done and the Mariners would lose that game, but just you want to keep that confidence up for a young rookie like Logan Evans. But I think my answer is yes. He should have been out there for the ninth inning. And like if things go sideways, have somebody ready and just go get him. And let him get a standing ovation as he walks off the mound, right? I think that is when you should have taken him out. I think that by what they did, by pulling him out, Lumo with the $2, Solano best hard hit percentage on the team in May. Is that true, Lumo? I'm gonna throw up. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. By taking him out of the game, I feel like you and people have been saying in chat might have been robbed, of a potential complete game. But as Poklo just pointed out, he would have seen Abrams, Lowe, and Woods, right? I don't know. I think that I would have left him out there personally. I would have. Shut up, Austin. It's unbelievable. Hi, Austin. God. But I think that I would have left him out there for the ninth inning. I would have left him out there to just try and see if he can get through that ninth. Oh my God. Chaos Junkie with the 20 gifted to Guarded to Cadell to Danny, Donatello, Boomer, Creme de la Pant. What? Frankie, Sean, Nick, Corey, Split Face. Who else? Chin, Geno Smith. Wait. Owen, Skull. Oh goodness, it's going so fast. DJ Jerry Nice, Mr. Edit, G, James, Anthony, and Dome Hunter. Dude, 20 gifted from Junkie. Bro, you're an absolute legend. That's right, you changed your name, right? You changed your name. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, as always, man, for always being an absolute legend. Always supporting the channel. What did I just do? How do I fix this? Oh, God. There we go. Bro, I appreciate that 20 gifted subs. That's crazy. Or members, not subs. Quick Cooks. Sorry, bro. I gotta put you in timeout, buddy. 5 minutes. Sorry, bro. You can't just be sending messages like that. Yeah. I appreciate that 20. My goodness. I mean, hey, man. Members content's going to be going crazy. Joe and I have a lot of stuff recorded and ready to go out. So, yeah, I know. Poklo, Autumn. None of you guys got one. Jimma, I know. Unfortunate. Maybe next time. I don't think I have any more that I can give out. Do I have any more that I can give? I don't. It looks like you guys, 74% of you say that he should have been out there for the ninth. I'm going to leave the poll going for a little bit, just so we can see kind of where, as people start to filter in here. We have 156 people in here. If you haven't voted in the poll yet, please vote in the poll. It was so over, and now we're so Barack. Poklo says, don't worry about a gift that I got it myself, Poklo. I appreciate that. You forgot your name was Jimma, not James. Oh. Pitch count for Kirby tomorrow. I would assume that he's probably around 80 to 85. If I had to guess, I would assume that he's around 80 to 85 tomorrow. Who's the worst pitcher on the Mariners right now? Dude, I don't know. It might just be George Kirby, simply because he hasn't been able to pitch. You know what I mean? That's the only person I like can definitively say has had the worst go of it so far. 199 from Caden. Do we think Cal is a shoe-in to start the All-Star game at this point? He absolutely should be. He absolutely should be, because he is the best catcher in all of baseball. I think that he might even be in the home run derby, chat. So I don't know. Mikey also said, didn't see the game. Can I get a brief recap? Sorry, I missed that, Mike. Yeah, Mike, brief recap for you. Logan Evans shoved, all right, 8 innings of 1-run ball. And then you had Cal Raleigh with 2 dingers as well. And then Julio came up with a dinger, along with just some, some guys scored on airs, some guys were able to take advantage of some base hits, etc., etc. So, yeah, I think that all in all, Mike, it was a complete game win for the Mariners. 21 months from K. Kinney. Appreciate that, Kirsten. Logan over Bryce if he struggles. Thoughts? I mean, I think that if Bryce comes back, right? So for those of you that didn't see, Bryce Miller will likely be back during this homestand. And we could talk about that a little bit here in just a second. Ian, check DM, he says. On what, Ian? On Discord? Oh, is that Donovan Solano's hard hit percentage? Yeah, you disgust me, Ian. You disgust me. If you guys didn't see, Bryce Miller will be coming back sometime during this homestand, according to Justin Hollander. That is the plan. He has a bone spur in his elbow, which is which was kind of what I had guessed he had going on, just by the way that he had talked about inflammation in there that needs to be taken out, but he would miss the rest of the season if he was to get it removed. Yo, 10 from Robert to Yobi, P-Mal, Caleb. Yo, Robert, appreciate you, bro. To Anthony, to Raul, Jack. Who else? David. And to Space Case. And Deity. Dude. And Alexander. Bro, I appreciate that. 10 gifty, Robert. Hello, you absolute. That's 30 gifted on the night, chat? My goodness. Dude, appreciate that. And then $2 from Lumo. That Solano foul ball in the 8th was crushed. Yeah, I thought hell was about to freeze over because I thought that one was getting out. Dude, appreciate that 10, Robert. Appreciate it, man. What legends. Autumn. Missed out again, man. If Bryce Miller comes back and he is looking like he has all season, right? Looking how not being able to go deep into games, not being able to control his stuff, I think that the right move could be, chat, because if this becomes a problem again, right? If this inflammation that he's dealing with becomes a problem again later on this season, I think that you let him get the surgery now so that he is ready to go for spring training next year and just say 2025 is a wash, right? Because you have the guys, right? You have Logan Evans, you have Emerson Hancock. Now, do I think that both of those guys are going to be able to give you a full, 25 starts? Probably not. I think that those are both guys that Hancock's done it a little bit more, but Logan Evans is a guy who hasn't. Well, let me check actually. How many innings has he pitched? What's the most amount of innings he's pitched in a single season? Because when it comes to how many games, I mean, we still got over half a season left. Greg, he will need surgery. He said it. He said that he would need surgery to get it done. So we're gonna hide partial rows here. So the most innings that Logan Evans has thrown in a season was 2024. He threw 107. 107 innings. Yo, looking good, little bro. Kyle Jones for 11 months. Kyle, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. You're looking cuter, let me tell you. Emerson, the most that he has thrown in a single season. Let me see non-majors, because it's obviously going to be down in the minor leagues. We're going to hide some partial rows here. The most that he has thrown in a season. So Emerson Hancock has never eclipsed 100 innings in a single season. Never eclipsed 100 innings in a single season. He's been at 98. So when it comes to what you're going to do when Bryce Miller comes back, who do you send down? I'm not sure. I mean, whoever's pitching worse at the time, because Justin Hollander, another thing that he mentioned today was that he did not or does not plan to go to a 6-man rotation. Now, all the guys are on a 6-day kind of time frame It's not a shoulder surgery, Greg. It would be an elbow surgery. It would be an elbow surgery for a bone spur. But I think that you just send down whoever the hot hand isn't, right? So Logan Evans obviously kind of has the hot hand right now, but of course you're going to see Emerson Hancock again in this series and see how he pitches versus the Washington Nationals. I think that the right move would be, obviously you have to wait for when Bryce is back, and I'm not sure exactly when during this. Gotta go see Joe Short, W. I'm not sure exactly when during this homestand he's going to come back, right? Logan Gilbert is going to be throwing a rehab start, it sounds like, on Thursday in Tacoma. He'll be limited to, I think they said, like 2-3 innings. And so I would assume that Bryce maybe comes back at the end of the Twins series sometime, like maybe for that last game in the Twins series. I'm not really sure. I honestly don't know how they're going to make it work. Because you're going to have to send down one of them then, if you bring Bryce back and he's going to be a starter. I think that the other option, and I don't know how much I like this option because I think it just throws too much of a monkey wrench into things, is you move, let's say you move Emerson Hancock to the bullpen, right? But it's not the bullpen. Okay, it's not the bullpen. What you do with Emerson Hancock is you have him piggyback off of either George or off of Bryce, so they don't have to throw a bunch of innings. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, again, there's a lot of avenues the Mariners could go right now. This is a good problem to have, Jet. Like, to have so many guys that you want to keep them all on the roster right now is a good problem to have. I just don't know what the right answer is when Bryce comes back, because we don't even know what Bryce is going to look like when he does come back, because he's been terrible this year. He has been the Mariners' worst pitcher by far this season. And I think that because of that, like, if he comes back and he's still bad, I think that you just shut Bryce down for the year. Truly. That's kind of where my head's at with the whole situation. There was more news today. Luke Raley, they said, will hopefully be able to start ramping things up, maybe go on a rehab assignment around June 3rd, right? So about a week or so from now. And they don't necessarily expect Victor Robles until September. So right field is going to probably be Leo Taveras for the time being, until, Luke gets healthy, and then we'll go from there. In my opinion, Taveras has been fine. But I'll be interested to see kind of what the Mariners' plans look like in the outfield now that they know that Robles is out for practically the remainder of the season. Colton, what number of pitches would you allow Evans to pitch the ninth at? Like, I would have seen where he was at, Sean. I would have been like, okay, at 100, that's kind of our soft cap, right? Now, if he's at 100 pitches, but he's got 2 outs and it's, and nobody on base, then I'd let him try to get that last out. However, if he's at 100 pitches, he has no outs, I pull him right then and there. I think 100 pitches was kind of that soft cap for me. So, long reliever for Emerson Hancock? Potentially, yeah. Robles is out for the year. He will hopefully be back in September, Nick. That's the goal, is that the Mariners will get him back in September. He's going to be able to start ramping up, like, baseball activity and stuff, potentially in July, and start getting that shoulder stronger. But still, it's gonna be a while. When healthy, Poklo, Raley, every time. Did Houston lose today? They did not. Thoughts on Dan Wilson leaving Castillo in at 94 pitches? I think that because of where the game was at, it would have made sense for them to pull Castillo. I wish they would have after he gave up the game tying run. Obviously, they did not. And things kind of went south after that. So, Dan, I tweeted it. The Mariners are won by 8. And Dan Wilson's bullpen management still pissed me off. I'm starting to think that maybe I'm the problem, chat. I'm ending the poll. Hold on. Yes is at 69%. I'm ending the poll. That's the number. Chat, that's the number. No, it went to 68. Oh, this is the worst day of my life. Caden, Cal hitting 288, 418, 630 with a 200 OPS plus in May. easy all-star game. Dude, appreciate the remember there. Wow, a 200 OPS plus. I mean, Cal should definitely be in the running for May Player of the Month. So I'll be interested to see kind of how other guys have stacked up, because frankly I haven't seen it. But yeah, I would like to see Cal potentially win May Player of the Month just for everything he's done. And again, him catching as well. Absolute choke job by Colton. Dude, I know. Where's that other 1%? Oh, maybe it just doesn't allow for 69, because that's too funny. Any pregame meetup for the 31st? Joe and I need to talk about that. I would be fine with that. Maybe if we just did like a meetup over at Hatback or something like that, I'd be completely fine with that. I'll have to talk to Joe about that probably tomorrow and get back to you guys during a stream later this week. But again, the meetup chat, for those of you that don't know, is on the 31st. We will be in the stairwell in right center field, where it says how many days until each year will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Buy any ticket you want in the stadium. Come hang out with us for as long or as little as you want to. And, just come watch a baseball game with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. We love the meetup every single year. So much so, we're doing 2 this year. What are the odds of Cal winning the MVP without Judge getting hurt? And what is his odds if Judge does get hurt? If Judge gets hurt, it goes up astronomically, depending on when he gets hurt. Now, I would never, just so we're clear, I will never, ever wish an injury on any player. I think Aaron Judge is fantastic for the game of baseball. He's so fun to watch. With that being said, if he was to get injured like tomorrow and to be there, to be out for the rest of the season, I think that as of right now, Cal would be your MVP. Like, that is, I think he'd be a shoo-in. Now, there's always the opportunity that either A, of course, Cal gets hurt, or B, somebody, kind of comes out of the blue and takes over that position. Or Cal just kind of starts slumping, which is certainly possible. But will the Astros drop a game to the A's this series? And will the Mariners sweep? Man, I hope they drop a game to the A's, for the love of God. Please let it happen. Hate the Yankees, but holy cow, Judge is an absolute stud. Judge is an absolute stud. Oh, also, will the Mariners sweep? I'm going to say no. It's very hard to sweep in baseball. Very hard to sweep in baseball. Yeah, it's, man, what a fun one, chat. What an absolutely just thriller of a game from start to finish. Watching Logan go out there and throw 6-7 pitches an inning and get the job done. I would like to see George do the same tomorrow, right? It's George versus Trevor Williams, correct? Is that how this is lining up? Let's see. I believe that's the starters tomorrow, and then it's Hancock versus Mackenzie Gore. Is that right? Or is Hancock tomorrow? Yeah, so Kirby versus Trevor Williams tomorrow. So I would like to see Kirby. I think an ideal line for Kirby tomorrow would be, let's say 5 innings of two or less earned. Thoughts? 5 inning. I mean, yeah, a quality start would just be great. So 6 innings and 3 or less. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Can we talk about how great Solano was? I mean, he had a base hit. He hit the ball hard. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, he struck out in this game. I don't know. I'm still a Solano denier, chat. I'm still a Solano denier. My bad. Orioles should be a sweep. They are hot garbage. Yeah, I mean, I turned on the game of the 7th. I was shocked to see Evans out there. Then I looked down and saw he was at 69 pitches. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I know. I was like, it was so surreal to see him, how well he was pitching, and knowing that this is the guy who we weren't super sure on at the start of the year, and now he came out there in the major leagues in his like 4th or 5th major league start, and goes 8 innings versus a major league ball club versus CJ Abrams and James Woods and etc. etc. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And then as Shanae just mentioned, Cal with the 2 home run day, from the right side. First time he's ever done that in his career. I really thought that he was going to hit a third one, but unfortunate. What would Solano need to do over what period of time for you to become a fan? I need Solano to finish the year. Man, it'd be really tough. I need him to finish the year hitting 260. 260, chat? Hitting 260 with an OPS plus of 110. What do we think? An OPS plus of 110? Is that fine? And an OPS over... I'm going to say an OPS over 750. Chat. Thoughts. Listen to your Ty and Colby today, and they pointed out what a waste the 13th pitcher has been for the Mariners this year, and I was realizing it kind of over them using the roster spot for an empty space. There's a lot of empty spaces on this team right now, and I think that I think that it was pretty obvious today, like, to use Blas Castano, right? It seems like they should have used Blas Castano in that spot today in the 9th inning. Why would you not let him get his major league debut in when you're up 9-1? What are you saving him for? Obviously, Bizzardo has kind of been the king of garbage innings, the king of guys that kind of, just clean up at the end of a game like today's. Why would you not have Blas Castano in there to potentially make his major league debut when you're up by 8 runs? And I saw that Colby tweeted that, and I could not agree more. I don't understand. Oh, Colton Wong, 10 times out of 10, Griffin. He was much better than Donovan Solano. Much better. I don't know. I just don't understand. You mentioned the 13 pitchers. If you're not going to use them all, if you're just going to keep turning... no, he's back. He's back in the minors, Kyle. I just think that, Bizzardo, Castano, Jesse Hahn, of course, when he was up here, etc., those guys are kind of, like you mentioned, a wasted roster spot. And I think the same thing about Solano, kind of a wasted roster spot, kind of the same with the same with Miles Masterboni. It's just a roster spot that you could be using for literally anything else. Cole Young, of course. Bringing up Tyler Locklear, I see people mention him in the chat, etc. I don't understand the Mariners thinking when they could go with an extra bench bat, because so many times this year it's felt like they needed that extra bench bat. That's where my head is at. But nonetheless, who am I? Who am I? I'm no GM. Demo is our best overall player? Cal's our best overall player. For sure. LaStella would at least give us some professional at-bats, right? That's right. Tommy LaStella over Donovan Solano, chat. You heard it here first. Call up Victor Javier Labrada. Dude, make it happen. I'm in. I would love to see Labrada in the big leagues one of these days. Demo's slide was unreal. That was a crazy slide. It felt like he was sliding forever. Yeah, Cal's one homer behind Shohei. Are you sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, Andrew? Because there's a little squiggly over the N, which makes it an Enye, right? Are you sure? I don't believe you. Swapping the 13th pitcher for a straight speed option off the bench like Taylor feels needed at this point. It would be nice to have a pinch runner on the bench, right? To have somebody like Samad Taylor up in the major leagues just to be a pinch runner and maybe a defensive replacement somewhere. We've mentioned, I would love to see Cole Young get called up sooner rather than later. He had another double, made a nice defensive play today. I think that the Mariners honestly should consider sending down Miles Masterboni. Has an option, chat, which Joe and I were super unaware of. He has an option, and because of that, I would assume that the easiest move to make would be calling up Cole Young and sending down Miles Masterboni and just seeing what he's got, right? Let him go out there and play second base 4 or 5 times a week, right? Give him most of the starts over there, especially when you... And maybe right now, chat, they don't want to call up Cole Young because there's been so many left-handed starting pitchers, right? There have been so many left-handed. Obviously, today with Mitchell Parker, you have Mackenzie Gore coming up as well. So maybe they don't want to expose him to a bunch of lefties right off the bat, and maybe they're waiting until the Twins series. So, have I tried Moto Pizza? It's legit godliest creation that's ever entered my body. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I think it's overrated. Should we do an overrated? I have an idea for Joe and I. We're gonna do an overrated, underrated of T-Mobile Park foods. That's what we're gonna do. Joe, if you're in the chat, we're doing an overrated, underrated of T-Mobile Park foods. It's gonna happen, and you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be like a members video. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, Mackenzie Gore would be a welcome to the MLB moment. Yeah, just like 3 strikeouts on the day. Predictions versus Mackenzie Gore versus Emerson Hancock. I think that game might go to the Nationals. I will be interested to see how the Mariners fare against the best strikeout pitcher in baseball, Mackenzie Gore. I truly think that could be a game that the Nationals kind of get back here. I would hope tomorrow they're able to take advantage of Trevor Williams and his like 6.8 ERA. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they're able to take advantage of it tomorrow, and I hope George is good tomorrow as well, right? That's something that, we need to see George look decent. Back on the T-Mobile Park mound, he'll be Furious George tomorrow because he didn't have a great start in his first start of the season. I fully expect George Kirby to come out and be at the top of his game tomorrow for 75 to 80 pitches. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm expecting. Because it's George, right? It's George Kirby. The fact that the Mariners have missed him for so long, and we're still in first place in this division with the pitching doing as well as they have been. I expect George to be pretty good. Switch pitcher or Montez, who comes to the Mariners first? Lazaro. I think Lazaro comes to the Mariners first. I think he hits his way onto this team before Durangelo kind of carves a way to this team, simply because we're still a little ways behind knowing exactly what you have with Durangelo Sanger. Do you have a starting pitcher with Durangelo, or do you have a reliever? We truly don't know yet. And again, the thing with him is it could be both. The thing with Durangelo is it could be both. I think just based on the fact that the Mariners have so many starting pitchers, and they have so many coming up, with like even Ryan Sloan, and especially if they go with like a college arm at number 3 in the draft this year, which I think that person would be ahead of Durangelo Sanger on the prospect list and potentially be further up the pecking order to get a call to the major league sooner rather than later. I just don't see a path right now for Durangelo Sanger because there's so many guys blocking him. But I could be completely wrong. I would love to see Durangelo up in the big leagues. I think it'd be a lot of fun to see the Pat Venditti effect, the amphibious pitcher. But yeah. Yeah, Gorfy. So he's pitched as a reliever on, I think, Wednesdays. And then he's pitched as a starter on Saturdays. So he's been pitching twice a week, switching arms. So, I think he's mainly thrown right-handed as a starter, but then when he's pitching left, he pitches left-handed out of the bullpen usually. So I mean, Durangelo is so freaking intriguing to me as to just how the Mariners are going to use him as he goes throughout his development. It's been interesting to see so far his development down even in Everett. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see what happens there. I saw a lot of people saying that Lazaro needs to get called up. I agree. I made a video about that today. I think that he should be called up today. Him and Colt, I think, should both be called up to Arkansas, and then bring up Felnin from Modesto, bring him to high A, etc. So I talked about that in today's video, chat. If you guys didn't watch it, go watch it. What are we doing? Why aren't you guys watching my videos, guys? Come on, what the heck? What, you guys have work today or something? It's like, what, Tuesday? Come on. All right, chat. We're going to wrap up the stream here. Fun one today, man. All the gifted members in here as well. Appreciate the hell out of you guys for that. The super chats, fun game, man. what a fun day to be a Mariners fan, huh? What a fun day to be a Mariners fan. But I truly appreciate all you guys for being here at 9:30 on a Tuesday night after a big Mariners win. We'll be live again. Ooh, will I be live tomorrow? I may or may not be live tomorrow simply because the game is late and Joe and I have to record the podcast after the game. So if I'm live tomorrow, it'll be quick. But keep an eye out for the short. We'll probably still post a short. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys being here for this one. And I'm going to catch you guys here very, very soon. Big smooches, bros. And also, yeah, Mariner Mojo meetup Saturday. Buy a ticket. Meet us in the stairwell in right center field. If you need more information, let me know. Still didn't make that end screen, chat. Still haven't done it. So we're just kind of sitting here.